section of the forest here that's just on the other side of the lower reservoir. And looking at the old maps from the 1940s, we believe that this is part of what was an old pasture at that point in time. So we have 80-year-old stand of trees here. And this is a poplar tree that's in front of me. Interesting, when poplars start to get old, because they're early succession trees, they pop up, they go up in a hurry, create some shade, allow other trees to get started, and then they fall out of the picture. And you can see behind me is another poplar, which has already died, it's fallen down. That's the demise, or that's the ending of all of these trees. Now the other interesting thing about poplars is that they sprout. They can sprout prolifically, so if we cut these during the dormant season, the fall or the winter, then they will send up lots and lots of new shoots out of the root system. And we can form a really dense mat of vertical stems in here with that, which is ideal for some species. It's absolutely critical for species like grouse. Because the little grouse can kind of run around in those vertical stems, and the hawks can't fly through them. The structure is such that they just can't get to them. So we were thinking about cutting down all of these poplars at the appropriate time, allowing them to sprout, and leaving things like this red oak, which is about the same age, but that's a spectacular tree. It's very nice either from a lumber standpoint eventually, or from a wildlife habitat standpoint. The number of acorns this tree is going to produce in its lifetime over the next 30, 40, 50, or longer years will be sustaining wildlife for a long time. But that doesn't mean that we're going to do just a solid remove everything in the area. So we've talked about taking out the poplar trees, but we also have some areas that are sort of more patchy like this with the smaller diameter trees. We might very well go right around these and leave them behind. So this leaves us with a second class of trees. So we can envision that in maybe 20 years, we would have a very dense, thick stand that's beginning to look a little bit like this. And then these trees will be in this category, and then the oak trees are going to be more like this. So we've created those three age classes in here and provided a new habitat that would not be here if we don't do something.